Hey everyone, this is Dijon Rolle with your BW Now Command Information Team. And on this edition of our video blog, we are talking about bicycle safety. And I have with me somebody who knows all about safety. Could you introduce yourself?
Yes, my name is Randall Ross, and I'm the Acting Safety Director for USAG Baden-Wuerttemberg.
Okay, now we chose bikes because it's getting warmer. You see a lot more people out and about, especially here in Germany. So the first question is, what are the safety equipment requirements for riding a bicycle here in Germany?
The safety equipment requirements here in Germany are much like they are in the United States, in that you must have a white light in the front, a red light in the back, 2 yellow reflectors on each wheel, a bell, and a white reflector in front and a red reflector in back.
Okay. What about helmets? That's a big deal as far as, are we required to wear them? How does it work? Because I know there's a German law and there's also a law that if we're covered under SOFA, how does it work?
You're right. When it comes to helmets, there seems to be a lot of confusion. The fact is, the German law does not require a helmet. However, USER Regulation 190-1 does require that all SOFA agreement status personnel do wear a helmet both on the Garrison and off the Garrison.
Okay. So if you fall under SOFA, whether you're DOD, soldier, civilian, whoever, you are required to wear a helmet?
That is correct.
Okay. Now, what are some of the rules of the road we need to know before we even hop on the bike, put the helmet on? What do we need to know before we get out there?
There are some differences in riding a bicycle here in Germany as opposed to the United States. And it's very important that the bicycle riders here know that the rules of the road do apply. When I say rules of the road, we're talking about the traffic laws.
Okay.
So you must act like you're driving a car just as you're riding a bike. If there is a bicycle path available, they must use the bicycle path. They are identified by red lanes, whereas pedestrian paths are by gray lanes. Another important thing is that the hand and arm signals are different, as well as alcohol requirements. Many people don't realize that you can actually get a citation for driving under the influence of alcohol, just like you are when you're riding a bicycle. So it is very important that you don't take that 6-pack of beer to the park, drink it, and then think you'd be okay riding your bicycle back to the base.
And also, you mentioned signals. You mentioned earlier, I think the left side means a left turn, or could you just elaborate just a little bit on that?
The signals are a little bit different, but we'll keep it simple today.
Please.
And the fact is, when you're going to make a left turn, you will extend your left arm. When you're going to make a right turn, you extend your right arm. And
so whatever side you're going, that's the side that needs to be on. Okay, that's simple enough.
And then the slowing and stopping signals is the same as in the States, as you would put it down.
All right. Now, what do we need to know about also bike helmets? That's a big thing. Just basics, whether I'm a child, adult, what should we be looking for when we're going to buy a helmet?
Well, I brought one with me today.
All right.
And I wanted to point out a couple of things. One is that the helmet is what is going to protect you. In the event that you have to exit your bicycle unintentionally, most likely your head is going to hit the ground. And when it does, you need it to be protected. So, having the helmet on is the most important thing. But having it on does absolutely no good if it is not strapped. I see a lot of folks
like
both
John
on and
Wayne
off.
just walking around.
That's right, on and off the Garrison will wear the helmet and think they're meeting the requirement, but they're not, because the requirement is that it is fastened under the chin.
Okay.
So a lot of people think that it irritates their chin underneath, but they can put a cloth between their chin and the strap, or the strap simply might be too tight.
Okay.
So it's okay to have a half inch or even up to an inch of play between the strap and the chin, but it must be strapped, because when you fall, that helmet's coming off.
What are some, I guess, clues to make sure, like if I don't think my helmet is fitting properly, is there anything that would stand out? If it's not the correct size or it's not fitting properly, what are some things that could kind of give that away?
Well, I see here on the Garrison a lot, whereas people will wear the helmet up like this.
Too high.
Obviously, it's too high, right? Or all the way down. Once in a while you see that if it's too big. If it's falling down in front of your eyes, then it needs to be adjusted or maybe too big. Most of them come with an adjustment strap in the back where they're able to prevent it from falling both back and forward.
Okay. Now, we have a lot of information. I know we only have a short amount of time, but just basically, what can we do to prevent accidents when we're out on these bikes? Because we were talking earlier, there has been an increase, not necessarily our Garrison, but just an increase in bike accidents overall.
You're right. Riding a bicycle can be very fun and a great way to see Germany, but it can also be very dangerous if you don't know what you're doing. And the most important thing that I think that I can share with you today is that if you're out there riding the bicycle, that you obey the rules of the road, that you know when and where the bicycle paths are, that you wear your helmet, and that you know when you're required to ride in the street and when you're not.
Okay. Now, if I still have more questions, I'm not sure about something, where do I go for information about bike safety?
For more information, there's plenty of websites that you may go to obtain additional information. Also, my office is always open.
Where are you guys located at?
We are actually located at the Heidelberg Army Airfield.
Yes, I've been out there a few times. Way in the back, but we can find you.
Yes, also on the USAGBW website, we have a link there to the safety office with our office phone numbers and email contacts.
Okay. Is there anything else that you want to add or say, or just tell people about bicycle safety?
There's one more thing that I did want to mention today, and that is the requirement for children. Again, the Germans do not require the helmet for the children, so you will see a lot of kids riding without a helmet off base.
Okay.
But again, for SOFA members, it's required. The other thing is that if the child is 10 years old or younger, they are required to stay out of the street and ride on the sidewalk.
Okay.
Whether there's a path or a sidewalk or not, they're required to ride out of the street and on the sidewalk. At 10 years old, though, they must ride off the sidewalk and in the street as well as adults. And of course, everybody must use the red paths if there's a bicycle path.
That's right.
That's available.
Well, you have certainly enlightened us about bicycle safety. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you.
And that's all the time we have. Thank you for watching.